Three.
Hello to all of you. It's great to see you again. 2025, a new year, new opportunities. CAS is committed with helping this country, with supporting professionalization of politics. And with that, I'm very happy and glad and honored to have with me Benjamin Welling. He is a former state chairman of the CDU Youth Party in Hamburg, federal state in Germany, and former vice chairman of the European Democrat Students, the European People's Party. He now is a CDU member of the City District Parliament in Hamburg, and he's spokesperson on climate and energy. Very warm welcome, Benjamin.
Thank you for having me.
Benjamin, you are here at the moment in Ecuador on a personal trip, but very much interested in what is happening in this country. And I would like to make you a first question to understand, what are your first impressions? What have you seen in Ecuador? What does the country deliver to you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would definitely say the diversity of the country. I started off in the coastal area of Ecuador and then traveled into the highland and through the highlands a bit. And this country has so many different regions. But one thing stays the same, the people are very nice. You get to converse everywhere. They try to be as forthcoming as they can be, and I was very positively surprised by all of that.
Let me allow that question, because many people say now Ecuador is absolutely dangerous, you can't go there, you know, the press talks about it all the time in a negative way. Why are you here?
Well, I can tell you I was concerned with that as well, but something is stronger than fear, and that is definitely love. And my girlfriend is from Ecuador, and on her invitation it was a chance to meet the family and to meet the country where she's from. And I was excited to do that. I was concerned with the safety issues. You can see it on the media that people talk about how unsafe Ecuador is. But I can also say now, traveling the country a bit, that I never felt really unsafe. So it's definitely much safer than I thought it would be.
That's great to hear, Benjamin, very much, thank you. Because also we as a foundation are very much interested in transmitting to a European and a German public that Ecuador is a great country to visit, and that it's important for Germany to talk about these security issues. There are a lot of things that connect us, especially this topic of security, and there is no better place than Hamburg to talk with Guayaquil and also Quito to cooperate, as we did as a foundation last year with police forces from Hamburg, having capacity building for ECUN, where we answer the integrated security system here. Benjamin, I'm very much interested to understand a bit, how do you see the work of the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung? You have seen a presentation, you see what we work on. What are your impressions on that, and what are your suggestions to keep on working in those areas?
Well, I've been in contact with different Adenauer Foundation offices throughout the years. I've always really liked the work that the Adenauer Foundation does, and especially here in Ecuador with the work you do and your team, really getting on the ground and talking to people, trying to help explain our system of democracy, how it works, how other systems build build themselves in terms of the diversification of power, the rule of law, how parliament works, how parliaments have to be built up from the people in a country, and only that brings stability. So I really value that you go into the exchange with people in Ecuador and try to help them understand how they can improve their country. Because from what I see, there's a lot to be done. Stronger stability in Ecuadorian politics could definitely help make this country succeed in many ways and have a broader growth in the vast majority of the population. I think those were things that could help bring stability, bring more wealth to the people of Ecuador, and more security, definitely.
Thank you, Benjamin. I also think something that is very special in this beginning year of 2025 and connects both countries, Germany and Ecuador, is the fact that we will have parliamentary and presidential elections here in Ecuador the 9th of February. February, first round. And also in Germany we will have parliamentary elections, extraordinary ones, at the 23rd of February. Now, out of these elections, there could come an opportunity for more cooperation, something we are really interested in as a foundation to help the country here in Ecuador. And with that we have the question and expectations, our counterparts, to understand what's going to happen in the elections in Germany. What is your forecast, let's say? What's going to happen as we see that the Christian Democrat Union has quite good projections in these elections?
I think it's going to be a very decisive election in our country as well as in Ecuador, where the tendencies are moving to. In Germany, the topic of how far do we want to be involved in other countries, in helping, in cooperating, but also in protecting. Maybe when we talk about the European topic in Ukraine, that's a big topic in our election. How far are we going to go as the German government in supporting the Ukrainians in their fight to defend themselves against Russian aggression? And unfortunately, we see some parties on the left making this into an election topic, trying to minimize the help that we give to Ukraine. And I really like that us from the CDU, that we make this a topic into saying we need to help Ukraine defend themselves. They need to be their own country, their borders need to be respected, and only that will bring security to Europe and to us. So that's going to be a decisive topic on the election. I do think that we're going to win the election by becoming the strongest party in German Bundestag, in German National Parliament again. And that will give us a mandate to lead the next government, with the Chancellor being Friedrich Merz. But it's going to be a tough fight for the voters' trust. And it's going to be a tough fight finding a partner in Parliament to decide on the things, on the measurement, on the reform that is necessary to keep Germany stable. We have a decline in industry, we have a decline in economic power, and those things need to be turned around. And that will give us stability and security to then help other countries, to help in Europe, but then also across the Atlantic. We need to be involved in the new American government, however it decides to work. And we need to be involved in how South America and how Ecuador works. That we support from our side through economic partnership, through parliamentary partnership, maybe if that works, to bring stability to a country like Ecuador, which can be a great friend and ally in South America for Germany.
Great, Benjamin. Maybe I would like to add a question, because in Germany we have a situation that the new right is coming up very strongly and have an idea of Germany first. Maybe that meets a lot of expectations in Germany of Germans that say we have to take care of our own infrastructure, that is in a lot of federal states not going that well. But what would you say or respond to the people why it is necessary to keep up with international cooperation and work also in Ecuador and in other countries? Why it is important?
I do agree with the assessment that we need stronger infrastructure investment in our own country as well. But that does not have to come on us declining our work on the international sphere. So there is this tendency on the far right as well as the far left in Germany to be more limited in foreign aid, or in foreign cooperation, that works on some voters because they feel it makes sense, keep public spending in the country that you live in. But the fact is that we're not alone in the world. And we are an economy that works on export and import with our industry as well. So what we need is strong countries around the globe that want to work with us, economies that want to work with us. And when we do that, and if you calculate it, it's not that huge investment that is necessary to bring stability to a partner or potential partner, which will then give us the possibility of building our economy with this partner and also gaining a lot from the exchange and from the cooperation.
Okay.
So it's definitely an investment that is worth it's worth to make.
Great, Benjamin. And the last question for me would be could you give a message to young people be it in Germany, be it in Ecuador, why to get involved in politics? Because you're an example of such a young guy that said, okay, I'm interested, I want to do something, and you had already the experience to work in a political party system. What would be your message for the young people in Ecuador?
I always like that question because I think it is up to us to give people the input, especially young people, to take that step. For me personally, it was always the thought that I always wanted to be part of the change that I wanted in society. I know a lot of people who will argue, I picture my country like this, my government like this, and I want these things to change, and I want somebody to do that. And that is a fair point, but it's so much more fun and exciting to be part of that yourself and to go into that. Go into the conversation, discuss with other people, learn the fact that you might be wrong about something. That's something that I've noticed when I started in politics, that I had my opinions, my views on politics, and then I had to learn on some of them. I was a bit short-sighted on those things. So you grow on it, and you get more involved, and you understand how you're working with other people. And as Konrad Adenauer, the namesake of the Adenauer Foundation, so famously once said, a big part of democracy is you need to take the people as they are, because you're not going to get any other people. You need to work with the people that you have. And I think that is one of my mottos for democracy, for democratic work, because that's literally how it works. Find people, build bridges on opinions, and then build a system and stability that will make you grow together.
Thank you, Benjamin, for this inspiring message and the interview. It's great to have you here. And as you have seen, as a foundation, we are committed with this country, and we want to come to the young people, that they get involved in politics so that we together can build a better country, a more secure country, a more prosperous country. For that, all to you, a good 2025. Let's work together for the betterment of this country. Thank you.
Thank you.